Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Blu-Roy Movies, and it's time for the weekly watches. I think this is my third video in 3 days, so I've been putting them out, a bit busy. I promise, though, after this one, I'll leave you alone for a couple of days because you must be getting sick of the sight of this ugly mush. But let's get going. 10 films this week. I seem to be averaging that at the moment, 9 or 10. So another busy week of film watching. Watched some decent stuff, some not so decent stuff. I think 3 I gave 5 stars to on Letterboxd. So yes, good stuff. Let's crack on. First, I kicked off the week with a rewatch, and the first 5-star film of the week, a film noir that I really love, Too Late for Tears. Now, it stars Elizabeth Scott, who up till the other day was my favourite actress that I'd ever only seen one film of hers. And my favourite actor that I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, Dan Duryea. Anybody can educate me a bit better on that, please let me know. But yeah, this is a really, really good film noir. It's all about Elizabeth Scott. She's driving, they've got an open top car and they're driving at night with her husband. Another car drives past and a big bag of money, in a case of mistaken identity, falls into their car. The husband, he wants nothing to do with it. He wants to report it to the police. But Elizabeth Scott, she wants to keep it and make a new life. And then Dan Duryea turns up, whose money it is. And in true film noir style, Elizabeth Scott, she becomes the ultimate femme fatale, playing the husband off against Dan Duryea. All ends up in murder, deception, and love. And yeah, like I say, one of my favourite film noirs. Excellent, excellent stuff. If you haven't seen that before, I highly recommend it. I just love my film noir, and that's one of the best, in my opinion. Next up, I had a rewatch, Diard 3, or Diard with a Vengeance, if you prefer that. And while Diard 1, I think that's the best Diard, I think this is my favourite. Jeremy Irons as Simon Gruber, Hans Gruber's brother from the first film, with Samuel L. Jackson getting roped along with Bruce Willis. That scene in Harlem, that's brilliant, where it's there with the sandwich board and Samuel L. Jackson has to come and protect him. When they were filming it, the sandwich board, you all know what's on it, I don't need to say it. The sandwich board was blank when they were filming it because they thought it would cause a riot if they did actually write it on there and started filming, and then it was digitally put in after the filming. Yeah, I like this. I think the first half of the film slightly better, where they're solving the puzzles and all that, and the puzzle with the 3 gallons and the 5 gallons, and they've got to get it to 2 gallons. I still don't understand it. James even explained it to me in the week, and I still don't get it. I think James is much smarter than me. But yeah, the second half, not quite as good as the first half, but stone cold classic action film, Diard with a Vengeance. Next up was another action film, not so classic, London Has Fallen. Now, this was a rewatch as well. I'd seen it before and didn't really get on with it, but you know what? This time, I quite enjoyed it a lot more. It's absolutely batshit crazy and far-fetched. It's never going to happen in its life. Like, these terrorists are going to infiltrate everybody, the fire service, the police service, the ambulance service, even the Queen's Guard. Like, that's never going to happen. But once it got going, I just thought it was good action movie, just standard stuff, but leave your brain out there somewhere, enjoy it as it unfolds. And I think the chemistry between Butler and Eckhart, top notch. Yeah, you haven't watched that before, give it another go, see what you think, because it's aged quite well in my opinion. So yeah, London fallen. Next up, one hasn't aged very well and probably was old when it was released, is Doman. Now this stars Tim Thomason, who Larry tells me was in Scanners, and Jackie Earle Haley, who was Rorschach in Watchmen, which is a favourite film of mine. And this is about Ian Thomason. He plays an intergalactic policeman, and along with Jackie Earle Haley, who plays sort of a head floating around, they get transported to Earth, and when they arrive on Earth, they're like actually 13 inches tall in our planet, and then they have to go after all the bad guys, and it was low budget, pretty boring, terribly done. Not one I'm ever going to watch again, I don't think. I think it trades in for about a tenner, or I think it heavily out of print. I think they might go for about 20 on eBay, so I'll take up one of them options. I always say, if I watch a film and there's no way I'm going to watch it again, and I won't with this, I'll move it onto the collection and make a space for something else. Yeah, Doman, did anybody see that? And if you liked it better than me, all power to you. But nah, that worked for me, that one. And another one that was not quite as bad as that one, but it was just as okay, was Pulp. Now, this is director Mike Hodges' second film with Pulp after Get Carter. I think they did it a year later. And it's all about Michael Caine. He plays a writer of like trashy fiction novels, hence the title Pulp, because they used to call them pulp novels. And he gets a job to ghostwrite the autobiography of an ex-actor who's played by Mickey Rooney. And I think he had a dubious past. He's upset some people and they're out to kill him now. And because they think they might have told Michael Caine things that he shouldn't know, they're trying to kill Michael Caine. Not Michael Caine. A bit of a pain of a film. Michael Caine as well. Yeah, I watched it the other day and I barely remember much about it. That's how good it was. But I can see it giving it another go further down the months. So I will keep it in the collection for now. If you like that early 60s to mid-60s Michael Caine, where he's the cheeky chappy, then it's worth a watch for that. Because like he was in Get Carter and the Italian Job on that, he's got some charisma, Caine. And young Caine is worth watching just for that, I think. So, yeah, I'd probably watch it again, so I'll keep that in the collection. Now, my second 5-star of the week, and another rewatch. Frank Capra's Superb. It Happened One Night. The first film to ever sweep 5 of the main Oscars at the Oscars, I think in 1935, I believe. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong. Yeah, the film was made in 1934, so it would have been the 35 Oscar Awards ceremony. Credited as being the first ever screwball comedy. And now I think all romantic comedies pale into boredom and insignificance compared to this, because this film is just sublime. It stars Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert. Neither of them wanting to be in the film. Clark Gable was only in it because he had an affair with an actress on a previous film. Claudette Colbert, she openly said to friends after filming that she thinks it was the worst film she's ever made, and how wrong they were, because the chemistry between these two is just off the charts and a joy to watch. It's all about Colbert's character. She's got a rich father and she doesn't agree with the man he's engaged to, so she runs away from home to New York to meet up with him. And Gable, he's a reporter, and he says for the story he'll help protect her till they get to New York, and then they start to fall in love. Yeah, just a brilliant screwball comedy. That's my recommendation of the week. Absolutely love this. Great stuff. Give it a watch. The Criterion disc, the transfer is fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Next up, another classic, Towering Inferno. Such a great cast in it. Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, William Holden, Faye Dunaway, and many others. The seminal disaster film, in my opinion. Just great stuff. You could watch it over and over again. Never get bored of it. I hate heights, so it always gives me vertigo when they're going down the chairlift onto the helicopter. Brilliant stuff. And I tell you what, I don't think this has got a 4K, but the Blu-ray, it's absolutely stunning. One of the best looking Blu-rays I've seen. Yeah, it's a Towering Inferno. I've had that in the collection for a long time and seen it 2 or 3 times. Really, really great stuff. So I was swallowing my tea. Next up one, and this was pretty terrible, to be honest. A Candle for the Devil. I think I bought this. I think Neil Hill put it up on the Movie Bad Facebook group where we do the deals. And I think it was like £4 or £5 or something like that. And I think it probably cost about £4 or £5 to make the film, to be honest. This is all about a young girl whose sister's gone missing in this hotel that's run by these 2 Catholic sisters who are very puritanical, don't believe in sins or anything like that. And they go around and killing off these young girls that they believe are exposing their bodies when they're sunbathing and stuff like that. Yeah, just low budget horror. Wasn't for me. I think there's a lot of Spanish dubbed into English. Like with the previous one, not one I'm going to keep in my collection, so I'm moving that one on. Nice slip though. The case of one of them that the slip and the presentation packaging's better than the film. Yeah, not one for me again. That'll be moved on. Next up, I put out my DVD collection part 2 the other day and showed Belleville Rendezvous. I think my pronunciation's improved on that. And Alan Kermit's Ghost, he suggested that it is a very good film and I should watch it. So he's a good judge, Alan, so I stuck it on. And yeah, it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. It's an animated film with a very unusual style, pretty anti-Disney, if you like. In at one stage, you see a toilet and there's a floating turd of the shape of Mickey Mouse in it, which amused me. It's all about the French mafia. They're kidnapping Tour de France cyclists and they've rigged them up in a big room on these 3 bikes that are attached to the floor. And when they pedal, it makes 3 little cycles go up a hill. And the French mafia are betting on which of them's going to win. And this lady's grandson, he's in the Tour de France and he gets kidnapped. And her, with the help of 3 ex-retired cabaret singers who are now old ladies and the faithful dog, they go out to rescue him. Yeah, just a really good animated film. I'm not really into me animation, but I did quite enjoy that. Yeah, really good story in a very unusual style. Yeah, well done, Alan. You come up trumps with that one. Well done, mate. Excuse me. And last up for the week, Stone Cold classic, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, the seminal Western. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. For me, just as good as it ever was. I've watched this time and time and again. Brilliant Western, brilliant score. Just can't come up with enough superlatives for it. We watched this as a family. My son said it was alright. He quite enjoyed it. Not as much as me. And the wife, I was going to get her to give you her review, but I can remember it word for word. She said, it was alright. Women. So yeah, that's everything I watched this week. Some good stuff, some bad stuff, some ugly stuff. You see what I've done there? Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next week. You all take care. Goodbye.